Marmalade Game Studio is a mobile digital games company.
We are experts in games in general.
Well, when I came in for my interview, the first thing I noticed was a huge stack of board games. Just stacks and stacks of board games. And I thought, oh, this is interesting.
We are a company that specializes in doing premium board games.
And they're really demonstrating a mastery of this genre.
Marmalade Game Studio convert board games that everyone absolutely loves into mobile versions. And I think the real bonus of that is that with a board game, you can only play it with a handful of people in front of you. But as soon as it goes onto mobile devices, you can play it with anyone else you want around the world because everyone's got their phones on them.
I've been in the technology industry for the last 25 years. My most recent position before Block Ventures was with a group called ARM Holdings. It makes all the technology for the mobile phones. I then became a venture capitalist, and through that process, I actually became an investor into Marmalade and on to be involved with the company on a regular basis.
So I started in the games industry 22 years ago. I joined Bullfrog Productions, who made lots of classic old PC games like Populous and Powermonger. At that time, Bullfrog was already bought by Electronic Arts, and it gradually became Electronic Arts.
I've been in technology for 10 years, and the last 7 of those have been in the games industry.
I've worked on lots of big games at Electronic Arts as technical director, all the Harry Potter games.
I used to be a producer for Electronic Arts. I worked on the FIFA franchise. When I joined Marmalade, the company was a work-for-hire studio, so we'd get hired by other people as a developer to make the games for them. This is a good strategy if you're not quite sure of your capabilities, because it's a sure way to get money. The downside is if you make a very good game, you're not going to get any of the huge revenue or any of the credit, because ultimately someone's bought that game. We were capped in the ways in which we get our revenue, no matter how good the game was. And the games were really, really good.
We were backing Mike and Christina to transform this company from work for hire to generating their own apps.
So we knew we had to change. So we said, let's just make our own games.
When we started researching all of this and we started to see what is our competition, what are we stacking up against, we identified a huge lack in the market. There are a lot of board games out there, but one of the things that is just so clear is just lack of passion.
If you look at our competitors, most of them just make digital versions of them. For us, that's just wrong, because that limits you to board gamers. And the question we ask ourselves is never, would a board gamer play this game? This is a board games category. No, this is a game. Everyone who enjoys games should enjoy it.
One of the things we think is really fundamental about what game development's all about is that you just have to focus on finding the fun. We really go back to the fundamentals of what it is to make a digital board game. And it's about maximizing the potential of this touchscreen device that's got all this power. When we started on CLUEDO, we had a summer of the whole team playing the game endlessly. We understood all the ins and outs of the game, and we were able to immediately start taking that back into the prototypes, the visuals, the art style, and making sure the UI really supported you being able to play the game as efficiently as possible.
I think they spend a lot of time trying to extract what we call the essence of what the brand is. I mean, what really makes CLUEDO CLUEDO, and spending time trying to figure that out, and then taking those kind of that DNA of the brand and putting it into a digital product. It's not an easy process.
We want to expand on the experience that the physical board game provides. We want to adapt it.
It does take commitment, it does take dedication, it does take, I think, a passion for the brands too, and I think that's something that we've grown to appreciate with Marmalade. And it comes across in the consumer reviews that we're seeing.
So there was talk about having more sort of environmental things that you could see, like more trees and maybe birds on the trees and stuff.
After the game is finished, we know that our customers want to see constant updates because it makes the game feel alive.
People feel like they're getting value. They're getting a new game almost each time they download and buy a new package.
We love to have these debates where we encourage these voices from all around the team to come out.
I do feel like we have influence outside of our own areas. We're all foremost want to make a really good game. It's all about the greater cause here.
What I love is they're not afraid to disagree and push each other.
And sometimes Christina and I let that happen between the two of us. So if we're having a meeting with the whole team and actually one of us is hearing one thing that we really like and the other one's hearing something else, well, actually we're perfectly happy to argue that out within the team. We're not precious. We don't need to go away and do all that in private.
Whenever our assets are complete, whether it's a drawing or a 3D model, it's usually posted into the Skype chat group, and we will just critique it, rip it apart, sometimes tell them scrap it, start again.
Anyone's able to challenge anyone, and nobody's a law unto themselves in our company, and I think it's a really healthy culture.
Ultimately, we want to not just dominate board games as a category, but bring digital board games to the mainstream. These games can be enjoyed by people from all backgrounds, all ages, everywhere in the world. There's a multiplayer element to it that just brings everyone together, and we want to be the main provider of entertainment in this particular context.
When Block invests, we're investing in management teams, and what we see in Mike and Christina is a really strong desire to succeed. We see an insight to the video game industry that we don't see in many other groups. We see an ability to build teams. They take very young team members and educate and involve them in their processes, but at the end, show them the leadership and gain the following behind that team. Without that management, that leadership, Marmalade would not be where it is today. So we are really backing Mike and Christina.
We would love to continue working with Marmalade on other brands, on new ideas for the existing brands that they have. Based on the product quality that we've seen so far and the commitment to the relationship that Marmalade has shown us, we'd be very happy to continue working with them.
It's the first time in years. I look forward to Mondays now. Well, actually, it's the first time ever. I don't see myself parting with Marmalade anytime soon. I couldn't imagine a better place to work.
I think we make really top quality games. You know, I've got lots of friends that work in the film industry, work in the games industry, and I feel like I can show them what I've been working on. I'm proud of it, and I've worked at many different companies and can't say that.